Drawing from life. Way back in third grade, we started learning about how to draw from life. What I taught you was that you always drew the biggest shapes first, the smaller shapes second, and the details last. So today we're going to do a little bit of anatomy drawing, and I have my favorite friend from class, Frank. So you need to decide whether you want to do the easier task and draw Frank from head on, or whether you want the more complicated task and you would like to draw Frank from a sideways profile. I'm going to draw Frank head on in this video for you today, because remember, I'm just going to teach you how to look for the biggest shapes, the smaller shapes, and the details. So I'm really simply just going to show you how to break down your skull into the biggest shapes. I want you to make sure that you're drawing something that fits in the whole frame. So if you need to put those little markers that say, my drawing needs to be this big and fits the whole page, you should do that. I don't want a little tiny skull that's floating in the middle of a big piece of paper. So if I look at my skull, the biggest shape is his forehead, right? So I'm going to put his forehead in. And I want you to look at your skull. I don't want you to guess and say, oh, well, I think that that's what it looks like. Because then it's just going to look like you have a cartoon drawing or an inexperienced drawing. Even if your drawing's not wonderful, if you look, it'll help your brain. So there's my skull with my forehead. Remember then my sockets are big shapes. And even my nose has that, looks like a heart. It's a big shape. I want to make my jaw, my cheekbones. Remember, I don't need this to look perfect. I just want it to look like I was looking. So the shape of his jaw is kind of square. So some of my smaller shapes are those little parts on the side of his nose and little parts up here. And the shape of his, where his teeth set. Now I'm going to add details like his teeth. Remember, I want to look at his teeth. I don't want to just guess what they look like or where they go. I might even want to color in those parts that are really black with my marker. And the details like the cracks in his cranium. Well, that was part one. If you make it to part one and you have a little extra time and you have a paintbrush and a cup of water, you can use your marker to make your skull look more realistic. So if you get a little water on your brush, you can move around the marker that you put down, because a marker is paint. You can use it to make lighter and darker shadows somewhere else. Different values of that black. Right? Which will make your work look more realistic. So I can't wait to see your spooky skulls. Have a great day. And I love that you did some drawing from life. I can't wait till we'll be doing that together again in our classroom. Have a good day.